friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here for another recap of Love After Lockup. I made it. I'm not going to keep y'all. Okay, I'm just going to hit the hot spots. Thank you all for the well wishes. I'm doing a little bit better. So let's get into it. Taylor, I'm going to need for you to leave that man alone. Now, I tried to give a chance. But honey, there's something wrong with him, y'all. Let me just tell you some words that I will describe with chance. Childish, spoiled, entitled, and mean. And I throw in a little bit of manipulation into it. He also likes to deflect. So, Chance, this is what, day 3? And he's already griping, moaning, nagging, talking about that's where you have your cups. This is not where the cups go. So it's pizza night. And this grown, fresh out the prison man threw a temper tantrum over some pizza. He wanted to feed Taylor. Taylor said, no. Why don't you want the pizza? Why don't you want me to feed you? Why aren't you eating? Eat. Taylor said, I'm not hungry. Oh, you're not hungry. Then why the F did we get pizza? Did I forget to mention that her 2 daughters are sitting right there where while he's doing all this screaming and cursing? Taylor, get that man out your house. And see, this is why I've said so many times, quit bringing strange men around your children. It's that easy. You don't even know this man. But see, now you're getting to know him. Because see, now he done got comfortable on day 3 in cussing in front of your children. And you sitting there wondering why. I've never seen this side of him. Is it the prison mentality? I don't understand why he's just so upset over some pizza. He's getting upset over pizza. What else is he going to get upset about? Even your daughter had to check him. Your daughter said, why are you being so mean? I'm not being mean. I just want to know why she's not eating the pizza. Then he gonna talk about he tired. What you tired from, Chance? You ain't working. What are you tired from? And this is another thing, Bobby. Bobby, listen up. I'm gonna need for you to come out that bedroom. See, Bobby's holed up in the bedroom because she don't want to be around Chance because she know what Chance is. But see, Bobby, I would need for you to come out that bedroom just a little bit more. So he went on and on about how she's not communicating, not talking. Tell me how you feel. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go take a shower. So he goes take the shower. Bobby comes out the room to check on her sister. That conversation was a little wishy-washy. I was like, what type of conversation is this? Taylor looked like she was about to laugh. I'm like, was this staged? Absolutely ridiculous. Well, it's the next day. I guess this is day 4. I don't know. Maybe later on. So he has all these letters and notes from different women. And this is what really tripped me out. Boy, oh boy, do these men and women out here really think they a catch? So she's like, well, who's all these women and these letters? He could talk about, well, 30 some of them are like my cousins. And then the other 10, 15 are women who was contacting me. And so she was like, well, I feel some type of way about that because you don't even want me to have guy friends, but here you got all these letters from all these women. It sounds like to me that you're a hoe. And then he says, oh no, this is honesty. This is honesty. He said, because see, I had all kinds of women from different states, New York, Florida, Kentucky, North Carolina. I got women who didn't have kids, who had career, who didn't have any bills, but guess what? I picked you. He said, I could have been with them, but I chose you. At that moment, I would have said, if you don't get up out my house. And then he says, and if you don't like it, you can get the F out and leave. Chance, I'm going to need for you to sit, and I mean sit hard, on some thumbtacks. That's what I'm going to need for you to do. The nerve of you. You talking about that she can leave? First of all, you needed somewhere to stay. That's her house. And you coming in here trying to run it with your controlling ass. No, how about you get out the relationship instead of trying to act like you Mr. Mac Daddy? Nobody wants you. And that at that moment, Taylor should have said, find one of these women. Okay, find one. You can be coming up in my house telling me what I can, what I can't do, what I can say, and what I can't say. So then he went on with her ex-fiance, the two girls' father who died in the car wreck. He wants to know, why is there pictures around? Why you still got these pictures up? Is it because of you or your daughter? And so she was honest with him. She said, listen, I have learned to cope with this. But he was my first love. And I'm still grieving. And it's hard. Because when I see my ex-fiance, I see my daughters. And that is their father. And when they get older, and they have questions, there are some pictures with it. Which is understandable. But, oh, not Chance. Chance says, where do I belong? Where do I belong in it? I mean, these pictures need to be taken down, and I need to replace them. Why? Because you've been there for day 4? Them girls don't know you. You ain't shown them how to be a father. You ain't shown them what it's like to be a dad. No, what you have shown them how to be controlling and to cuss in front of their mother and to raise your voice in front of their mother. That's what you have shown them. Taylor, get that man out your house. Get him out of your house and away from your children. That's what you do. Just have strange men all up in the house talking crazy. Let's move on. Let's talk about Raggedy Mouth Radine. Boy, she's another one. We go from a male to a female. Honey, Radine look like she done fell in a box of gravels. Radine, I'm going to need for you to do something with your mouth. Okay? That's what I'm going to need for you to do. Honey, they jagged. They jagged. Hard face, hard life. Is that meth mouth? Honey, they are rotten around the gum. Did y'all see that? All this. And they spaced out. You can parallel park in between her teeth. So it's Thanksgiving. Okay. Rick is already unsure about Kay and Ray Dean's relationship. But guess who coming to dinner? Here comes Ramona. With a green bean casserole. So she comes. Now, who in the world comes to your roommate's girlfriend's parents' house? Who? I ain't never heard of such, but she there. And so Rick excused himself. And so Ray Dean's like, what can you tell me about Rick? Why? You should know about Rick. You love him so much. And so Ramona says, well, you know, I think he cares a lot about you. He has really been working hard and planning to make, you know, the house, you know, safe for you. So, yeah, you know, he's looking out for you. And so here's Ramona. Who Kay? Who's Kay? So Ray D said, that's my girlfriend. And so Ramona says, oh, really? She says, well, you know, I guess that's between you three. This broke down love triangle, honey. What in the Jerry Springer going on here? So here comes Kay. Ray Dean done propped Kay up for Thanksgiving dinner. I said, right there, 50-some-year-old Rick looking foolish. Accepting this type of behavior. Talking about, hey, okay, you want an egg? Honey, Ramona said, I'm out. Ramona said, I done seen all I want to see. And she went through there and she came to that door and she was like, ooh. Ramona, I'm with you, girl. So they leave. It's the next morning. They all up each other's face. Just gross and stinking and breath stinking. And they talked about they done did the little bump, bump, bump. And Ray Dean is talking about breath. I said, not yuck mouth, talking about breath. Honey, Ray Dean, you just don't have morning breath. You got afternoon breath. You got nighttime breath. Honey, you just walk around polluting the air because you cannot tell me that her breath don't smell like monkey balls and burnt cabbage. Because see, that's what a breath smell like. And let me tell you something. If she walking around with her mouth looking like that, what else is looking like that? So she talks about how her and Kay used to get it on in prison. Ew. With that mouth, you got that mouth in all the areas. It will be a cold day. Sing it with me, y'all. It will be a cold day. Come on, one more time. It will be a cold day before I let a yuck mouth go down on me. Yes, honey. Yes. Get on down there. You have coochie gingivitis. I think the F. Absolutely not. So he's making coffee and she comes out. And the coffee has some type of blueberry flavor. I was like, ew, that don't taste, that. I was like, that don't sound good at all. Then she wanted all this sugar. I was like, you don't need no sugar. You don't need no more sugar, girl. So they go into the dad's house to eat some hot links. And who calls? Oh, okay. Good morning, honey. How was your day? Meanwhile, here's Rick driving, listening to all this foolishness. And so Ray D said, listen, I did not tell Rick about Kay because I didn't want to lose Rick. Oh no, honey. See, Kay is on the inside. But see, you need some enjoyment on the outside till she gets out. Rick is just a fool for letting that happen. Rick will talk about, well, you know, we need to talk about trust, and I don't trust her. Why you putting up with it? You done spent $700 on this woman with the yuck mouth. And she is in front of you talking to another woman. And she basically said, she didn't basically say, she said, Kay's not going nowhere. Get over it. And apparently the dumbass thinks that being bi and gay are the same thing. See, she ain't even right. Rick, you're getting played. I mean, you're getting played. Let's move on. And then Harry. Now see, Harry has already got his face cracked by his PO. Okay? He's on probation. He has rules to follow. See, Harry just ain't gonna do right, y'all. He just ain't gonna do right. Now, he went over to his homeboy's house and his butt's supposed to go back home. What did he do? He stayed out all night. He didn't roll in till the next morning till 10 a.m. He said that he was out smoking, something he don't supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be drinking, something he don't supposed to be doing. Though he's supposed to be doing P-test. Now, when he said that he was smoking, was he smoking cigarettes or was he smoking the... Because he gets drug tests, right? So Edie and her chiseled cheekbones, y'all, let me ask y'all something. I'm not trying to be mean. Have Edie lost weight? What's going on amongst this area? I mean, she already have the high cheekbones, but in this episode, her cheekbones look defined. Is that contour? Or is she losing weight? What's going on? She don't look healthy. I'm not trying to shade. I'm not. But she just looks so thin. So she was like, where have you been? It's 10 o'clock. You know you have rules to follow. So here is Harry being childish and goofy. And so she was like, I don't know if you're out there with your homeboy or you out there with women. He was like, man, don't even come at me with that. See, here you go. There you start with the whole cheating thing. That's because you cheated. And here he goes deflected. You know the rules, Harry. You bring your butt home when you're supposed to, or you're going to go back to prison. This ain't a game. But again, Harry was the one that said, hey, I am who I am. Indy, I'm not even going to tell you to go home anymore. That's like beating a dead horse. I'm going to quit saying that you need to take your daughter and go home. You up there with Harry, and he already cut the shot. He haven't even been out of prison. Has he been out a week? So they're going back and forth about the relationship. He needs to follow the rules. Harry said that he's going to be Harry. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. So it's time for him to meet up with the family. There's his sisters and there's his mother. Now I want somebody to tell me what Harry was eating. Was that mofongo? Is that what that was? What was that mound? At first I thought it was fried rice. What is that? Honey, he didn't eat a whole lot of it. So the sisters are there, and he says, so what do you think about Indy? And they're like, that one sister said, listen, I don't know her, but I find it kind of strange that she just packed up her whole life and moved over here, especially when you don't have nothing. I said, keep talking to her. Keep talking to her. I mean, she packed up her whole life. You ain't got nowhere to live. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no job. You ain't established yourself. But she packed up her whole life and her child to come to be with you. I think that's strange. And from what I'm seeing, Harry ain't trying to do nothing. Smoking and drinking. I ain't heard nothing about a job. Nothing. Not one's up. So it's time to talk to that mother. And I've already said this family is broken. He brought up that none of his family came to see him. He was a little resentful. But he's learning to, work through it. No, Harry, you're still resentful. You're hurt by that. Understandable. So he's talking to his mother. Again, let me say this. Quit bringing strange men around your family. This is a perfect example of what happened. Harry said that his stepdaddy was not only mentally abusive, he was physically abusive. That mama done brought a man around her children who abused them. And she didn't even know anything about it. Harry got a scar on his forehead. And instead of telling his mother that that man done hurt him, he said that he done fell down some stairs or he hit it on the side of the table or something. See, this is what I'm saying. That stepdaddy done hurt this boy and the sisters. And that's already pain and resentment towards that mama because the mama let that happen. Even though she said she didn't know nothing about it. Quit bringing strange men around your kids. Period. And isn't it interesting what he said? The reason why I didn't tell you is because I didn't think you would believe me. So sad. Of course, the mother broke down. Harry broke down. They started crying. Pain, in fact, they need counseling. They need therapy, honey. They are a broken family. And then, honey, that little conversation they had, all that crying and hugging, they just put a Band-Aid on it. See, this is a deep wound. They just put a little Band-Aid on it. So later on, we see Harry behind the wheel of Indy's car. I told y'all he didn't supposed to be driving. I said he didn't have no license. And guess what? He don't. They got pulled over by the cops. So here's Indy. I know he don't have a license, but I let him drive anyway. They get pulled over. The officer give him a ticket, driving without a license. They had to switch seats. See, none of this would have happened, Indy, if you would have been driving. Why are you letting that man drive your car? That's all I got for Indy and Harry. That's all I got. Let's move on. Kayla and Martell. Kayla's there to meet Mama Martell. Mama Martell seems like a sweet woman. She does. So they meet at the restaurant, and Kayla says, listen, Martell's mama been good to me, and I've been good to her. See, we've been taking care of Martell. We've had that open communication. We've been tag teaming. Okay? Whatever she needs, I got. Whatever I got, she needs, we do it together. You know, teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying? So they got a good relationship. Real good relationship. And then Kayla talks about how she has lost her mother and her father. And I was like, I mean, God, it's just so sad. I hate hearing about people who lose their parents. You know, she's lost both of her parents at such a young age, and she got emotional, you know, about it. And I thought, oh, that was just, I feel for her. And so then she's talking about Martell's faithfulness. And honey, Mama Martell was like, listen, I don't know what my son doing, okay? I don't know what my son doing. I don't know about these girls. I don't know nothing about it. My name Bennett, and I ain't in it. But something is telling me that Mama Martell know good and well that Martell is not going to be faithful. Now let's get into that. So Martell gets a 2-day pass out of the halfway house. And they're going to Kayla's place. And she's excited. She says this is the first time he's seeing the place. I think he's really going to love the place. And she's happy about it, as she should. He's fresh out of prison. It's been 13 years. So, she's excited about her new place. And she wants to share it with him. He goes in there. And he says, Oh, okay. So she was like, yeah. So he says, when was the last time you cooked? And she was like, yesterday, why? So he says, well, you should have cleaned off that stove when you was finished with it. I was like, I was like, wait, I didn't expect that. So then he was like, is there snacks for me? So he got him a bag of chips. He's walking around. I'm sure he's dropping crumbs, around. Doing all that, with the chips. So then he was like, oh, don't you think it's time to do some laundry? So I said, okay, I didn't expect that. So then Kayla done had enough. Kayla said, what's wrong with you? Why you coming down on me? Why you talking to me like that? Don't be embarrassing me. Don't be embarrassing me like that. If you see crumbs on it, why didn't you get some and you wipe it down? He said, well, I just got in here. Then why you running your mouth, Martell? I'm telling you, these men and women have lost their mind. And then he says, I was in prison for 13 years, and I'm going to tell you right now, I like it clean. I like it neat. My cell stayed neat. Stop right there. Stop right there. You had a sale. A sale. And what else did you have to do throughout the day? You had nothing to do throughout the day but clean that cell. You wasn't working, and when you all working, if you had a prison job, it wasn't none compared to the people on the outside. She has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, and it wasn't nothing wrong with her home. Had a little crumb on the stove, and she'll get to the laundry when she want to get to the effing laundry. The nerve of you. When I tell you I would have cussed him out, and I'm glad she checked him. I'm glad. But see, he got in his feelings. He come laying down talking about, I don't even have to take this. I don't even want to hear it. I'm a neat person. But then I thought, now, he is fresh into the door. Now, wouldn't you want to spend time with your boo at her house? Oh, but you get all upset over a little bit of crumbs and some laundry. Martell born at night, not last night. So Martell said, I ain't got to take this. I'm leaving. He wasn't even in there from what we see. He probably was in there a little longer. 10 minutes. He outside. He on the phone with his homeboy to pick him up. So she was still fussing and cussing like, I cannot believe this. I like my house. I worked hard for this house, and he tripping over a dirty stove. He could get the F out. So he outside. Here she comes. She says, oh, so you leaving? And he was like, man, I don't want to hear this. I ain't trying to hear this. So she said, go on in. So she goes in. You know, his homeboy to come and picked him up. Now, mind you, he got a 2-day pass. He got a 2-day pass. And he already gone. No, he needed a reason. Ain't that right, Martell? Did you need a reason? Huh? See, I hope wherever you're going has a clean stove and no laundry. Kayla, what you think about that, John? What you think about it? Because, honey, before he darkened my doorway, I would leave that stove how it is. He would clean it. And he would do that load of laundry. See, that's what he do since he's a neat freak. It's just so funny. Every time when they come out of prison, they'll be like, oh, I'm clean. I kept a clean cell. I'm neat. You in prison. Let's move on. Last and certainly least, the trio of fools, honey. Ooh, that felt good in my spirit. I haven't said that in a long time, child. This is number 3. We got Kevin, Curtis, and Tiffany. Tiffany's at the halfway house. Tiffany, she's at the halfway house, and she's getting ready to be released. Now, Kevin has done talked to Tiffany. Tiffany done gave the excuse of, you don't need to come. I don't want you to come. Don't you come down here. Kevin found that very strange. He didn't heed the advice. So the mama comes over and was like, you know, what's happening, what's going on? And so he's talking about Tiffany, but he says, you know, something's wrong. You know, she didn't want me to come over and pick her up. And so the mama said, well, if she didn't want you to come out and pick it up, something ain't right. So he was like, well, you know, we'll just see. I'm going to show up anyway. So Kevin done took his dumb ass down there to the halfway house. Now we have Curtis. Curtis is also there to pick up Tiffany. Curtis done went and got a waffle with the syrup all over it. Don't have no covering on it, no aluminum foil, no saran wrap, no takeout box. Honey, he just got it in a plate. So he sets it in the middle console, and what did this idiot do? He put his elbow in. I said, she about to have her a cold elbow, sweat, hair, tasting waffle. These people are just gnawing. I'm telling you, they are gnawing the inside of the jaw. So Kevin's there. Here pulls in Curtis, right beside of him. Here comes Tiffany. Tiffany got all kinds of boxes, bags. And so Kevin is outside. He was like, what's up, shawty? And here's Tiffany. Honey, Tiffany walked right past Kevin. Didn't pay him a bit about it, honey. I was like, Kevin, your face is good and cracked. So Kevin was like, oh, so you're not going to talk to me? You're not going to speak to me? I come to pick you up. You ain't going to talk to me? Honey, she did not pay him any mind. But who she did pay mind to was Curtis, who was parked beside of him. And so Curtis is like, hey, what's up? Oh, hey. And so Kevin says, I know that dude. He's a clown, man. He's a clown. I know him. We got mutual friends. Oh, so she talking to him. Oh, okay. All right. I was like, Kevin, you embarrassing yourself, and everybody that you love, get into that nice mobile you got and go home. Because, see, she's paying you dust. So here is Kevin and Curtis having some words. Meanwhile, Tiffany is still moving things. Curtis is helping her move. Now, we see part of it. While Kevin done got into the car, Curtis and Tiffany are in the truck, seatbelt on. Everybody get ready to leave. But then the next one that we see, editing, we see Curtis on the outside of the vehicle, Kevin on the outside of the vehicle, Tiffany walking up the stairs. I thought y'all was in the truck with the seatbelt on getting ready to leave. Editing. So we have all kinds of love out the lockup producers around. Here comes Kevin and Curtis. They getting face to face. Tiffany is in the producer's van. Talk about, I didn't want him to pick me up. This is don't need to happen. This is a bad idea. You think? So let me get this straight. We got two men fighting over Tiffany. Then we got Ray Dean with the rotten mouth. She got a man and a woman after her. I'm just trying to understand. So here is Kevin and Curtis all up on each other's faces. Curtis is like this, and next thing I know, Kevin said, with your punk ass, pow. Baby, Kevin done hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. And I said, one punch? Kevin hit you with one punch and you fell down, and he hit him in front of, what was that, a security guard? Producers all around, pow. I was like, Curtis, he done put you to sleep like that. He done put you to sleep. Oh, well. What you gonna do now, Tiffany? Honey, your man laying on the ground, child. And Kevin, ain't no need you being upset because you have been steadily sleeping with the woman that you said was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Child, this broke down love triangle. Jerry, 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 Jerry. That's it, y'all. That's it. I'm about to cough. Hold on. Alright, y'all know what to do. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends,